Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bedroom Diaries, my journey through DCIS breast cancer. Um, Last time, I believe we left off where I had met with my primary care provider and then I had talked to the kids. So we will just jump right in from there. Before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please click that like, share, and subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when a new video hits, just make sure you click that notification button as well. Okay, so I met with my primary care doctor. It was that Thursday. She referred me to Dr. Jones, who's at USMD Breast Cancer Center in Arlington. So I met with the cancer surgeon on that Monday, and we went over the information from the mammogram. Based on the results from the mammogram, my cancer was a stage 0. It was stage 0 and a grade 3. I had no idea there was a stage 0 in cancer. But because I had did my mammogram early, we caught it early. So with breast cancer, I guess I was only aware of, stage 1, 2, 3, or 4. In this case, there's stages 0 through 4, and then there's grades 1 through 3. So with me, I was at stage 0, but at grade 3. The grade 3 is the more aggressive stage. So for me, we had to move fast. So my next thing that I had to do, Dr. Jones wanted me to go do a CT scan so that they can take a look at the area and make sure it hadn't spread. Because at the time that I did the mammogram, it was 8 centimeters based on the ultrasound. So I think it was maybe a day or 2 days after I met with Dr. Jones, I went ahead and did the CT scan. And I was thinking maybe it'd take maybe 2 or 3 days to get the results. Before I even made it home from doing the CT scan, Dr. Jones had called me and said she wanted to go ahead and make an appointment with me so that I could come in and we can discuss the results. So I did that, went in, met with her, and we went over everything, and she kind of laid out the options that I had. So based on the CT scan, originally we thought it was 8 centimeters, but it was actually 11 centimeters. So I had about 11 centimeters of calcifications on my left breast that ranged like right where the areola is, about 11 centimeters within that area was calcifications. Originally, we thought that I would possibly be able to do a lumpectomy, where they just go in and just scrape the cancerous cells out. But because of how wide of an area, for me, that wasn't going to be an option. The only option I would have at this point was to do a mastectomy, where they basically remove the whole breast. So, of course, finding out that information was very devastating to me, because at that exact moment, the only thing that ran through my head was, okay, now my hair is short, now I'm not going to have a boob. Like, I'm really going to be looking like a boy. Like, I can pull off a short boy haircut. I can't pull off not having no boob. Like, what I'm going to do with no boob? Like, walk around with short hair and no boob? Like, for reals. Like, this is what went through my head. Like, what am I going to do? Like, having fake boobs? Like, no, I don't want that. Like, what am I doing? So, finding that out, I was like, goodness gracious, like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So, the options that I had at that point were you can have the mastectomy and either get a fake boob, or you can do a mastectomy and have a reconstruction done. If I do just the one affected boob, then I would have to take a medication. I don't know if it's like a chemotherapy medication or a radiology pill. I would have to do that between 5 and 10 years. And anybody that know me, I am not good with taking pills. I'll take a pill and forget I took it and take another one, and then I'll have taken 2 pills that I only supposed to have one, or I may skip a day and think that I took the pill and didn't take the pill. Like, I'm not good with taking pills at all. So that was one option. The other option was just to do a double mastectomy where you get both breasts removed. But then if you do that, what are your options? So the option that I had if I chose to do that was, of course, you can get implants. I didn't want implants because that's just not my thing. I'm just not into implants. I like to rock my natural stuff. So with all the technology and everything, there was this option that they call the DIEP flap. And when she told me about that, I was like, what's that? Like, that seems invasive, but what is it? So from the research that I did and just from information that I got from her, think of how, like, when women these days, they get the BBLs, where they basically get their butt bigger. They take fat from areas of their body and put it in their butt and make their butt bigger. Well, DIEP flap is similar to that, but not quite. So basically what they do is they give you it's basically like a tummy tuck, not a full out tummy tuck, but a tummy tuck, where they take your fat and a little bit of your skin from your stomach, and they basically recreate you a natural breast using your own fatty tissue, like a fat transfer. I had no idea about this because I'm just not big in the plastic surgery world to know that procedure. But after all my research and after talking to people, and one of the groups that I'm in that's actually going through this same process that I'm going through with the breast cancer, and just some people that's been through the process, some people that are currently going through the process, or just some people that just found out. So this group has been super helpful for me with just the knowledge and just getting the information that I needed. So my overall decision ended up being the double mastectomy for 3 reasons. For the appearance, I wanted to look somewhat like myself. And this would give me that option of doing that and it being natural and being from my own body. And then the option of me not having to take the pills for 5 or 10 years. And just for me to be able to relax my mind. Because if I chose the route of just doing the breast removal on one breast, I would have always, in the back of my mind wondered, am I going to get this breast cancer again in my other breast? Because that has happened from what I've read and researched, and just people that's gone through this process that's chosen to just get, one breast removed. Years later, it came to their other breast, and I didn't want to have to worry about that. I just wanted to be able to go through this process, be done, and be able to just live my life without having to, worry in the back of my head, am I going to get this breast cancer again? So once I met back up with Dr. Jones and told her what my decision was as far as going ahead and do the double mastectomy with the immediate reconstruction. So basically I'll just go in, get my breast removed, and then they'll automatically at that same time go in and recreate my breast as well. So this would be basically 2 surgeries in one. So I had met with Dr. Jones, which she was going to be my cancer surgeon. So she was going to be the one doing the mastectomy. After I met with her, gave her my decision of what I wanted to do as far as the DIEP flap, she gave me a referral to a DIEP flap plastic surgeon here in Fort Worth. His name was Dr. Martinez. So I did meet with him. When I met with him, we take the pictures, go everything, and then he had me to go do a abdominal CT. So I went and I did that. And they do the abdominal CT so that they can see like where your blood vessels and all that stuff is, and just make sure that you're a good candidate for that procedure. Because depending on how your blood vessels are, if they aren't, I guess, visible enough or big enough, then that may not be a procedure for you. So once I met with him, I did the CT for the abdomen, got the results back, met with him. Everything looked good. I was candidate for that. My BMI was good, so there wasn't any issues. So we went ahead and just went over the results. And he asked me, do you want to be the same breast size as you are now? And I was like, no. I want to be a little bit smaller. And he said, based on the amount of abdominal fat or whatever, that determines, if you can be big, your normal size, or smaller. So because of the amount of abdominal fat that I have, I would be smaller, which I was okay with that. I don't want huge breasts. I don't want, mosquito bites either. Just make me look like me. And I've heard a lot of good results about him. So I was happy with our discussion. He took a lot of time to go over all of my expectations. He answered all my questions. My oldest daughter, Ariana, she went with me and he explained everything to her. I want to say my second appointment with him, we were there like 2 hours. And he didn't rush me out. He made sure I was comfortable with my decision. Gave me all the do's and don'ts, what to expect, just everything. So I was super comfortable with that. So we went ahead and made arrangements to get that done. The way that the whole process will work is my cancer surgeon, Dr. Jones, she will go in, she will do the breast removal. Once she does the breast removal, then Dr. Martinez and his partner will come in and do the DIEP flap, where they basically remove the fat and skin from your stomach, and then they recreate your breast. And he works with a 2 surgeons, so that is less time that you have to be on anesthesia, whatever that word is, anesthesia, which I like. The more surgeons you have, the less time you have to be on the surgery table. So, to say the least, I am a little nervous, but I'm more so just ready to get the process over with. Because this has basically been my life since May. And it is now September. So from finding out the results all the way up to this point was June, July, August. That's from all the testing, all the visits, just everything, just making sure everything was done, all the tests that were needed, and just results. So now we're here at September. Surgery is scheduled for September 15th, which is this Thursday, and today is Saturday. So yeah, it's kind of where I am now. I know more than likely the closer it gets to that time, I'm probably be a little bit nervous, but right now I'm just ready to get this process over with and just not have to worry about this all the time. So that's where we are so far. So I think my next step this week, I still have a couple more testings and things that I have to do. So Monday I go through a couple more testing for pre-op, and then Wednesday I do another testing before pre-op, and then Thursday is actual surgery day. So if they allow me to blog at that time, I will, and keep you guys updated, or have my daughter keep you guys updated. But I would like to thank each and every one of you guys for all the prayers, all the, the text and phone calls, and everything, because this in itself has definitely been a journey for me. And just really wanted to bring awareness to everybody, especially women. Men can get breast cancer too. So you're not ruled out, but just women in general, please go get checked. It's not at all a nightmare like people say, but please get your yearly checkups. And when you get 40, do all your extra checkups so that you can catch these things early. Because it does not have to run in your family. Because in my case, nobody that I know of in my immediate family has breast cancer. Only diabetes and strokes run in our family. This was not something that I would have known to look out for. And even when I did the genetic testing, it came back negative. Like, it's not a gene for my family. It doesn't run in our family. So please don't think that if no one in your family has it, that it can't happen to you, because it can. So I just really, really wanted to, just make that clear. It does not have to run in your family for you to get it. So please, please do your testing and your yearly checkups. If you have to do checkups twice a year, do your checkups, because it's important. It is extremely important. But I will keep you guys updated, and I think I'm going to end it there. So you guys have a good night, and thank you for tuning in today.